The subject of egg donation is something that's come up in my own personal life, but when I first started discussing it, I knew very little. Because we don't have commercialised egg donation in Australia, we can still access it, but how does it all work?
Well, that's a very good point, Nikki. In Australia, we don't have commercial egg donation or embryo donations. Basically, you can't pay for eggs or embryos. But we do have bank of eggs or embryos that a couple can access this bank. And some couple, they have already a known egg donor that they accompany them to the clinic and they donate their eggs to them.
So if they don't have somebody that they know that can donate an egg, then how do they actually find?
Well, we refer them to our donor coordinator team, and they meet them, they understand their needs, and they try to organize to them where to start from.
So what type of person actually seeks out a donor egg? Is there a certain point of trying various amounts of IVF cycles, or are there various conditions where you actually do suggest to somebody that this might be an option?
Yeah, well, usually if a couple, they try IVF multiple times and due to reasons related to the egg, we can't produce a pregnancy. In other situations of same-sex couples, they need an egg to have a pregnancy and a usage of surrogate. There are certain genetic conditions also, or premature menopause, that necessitate the usage of egg donors.
And what about the percentage of how many pregnancies are actually from donor eggs? Because it isn't a subject that we talk about very openly.
No, yet it is very common. It's around 3.7%. So if we round it up, almost 4% of pregnancies in Australia are used through a donor.
So we hear a lot about egg donation and embryo donation. What's the difference between the two?
Well, the egg is unfertilized embryo. So once you fertilize the egg, it becomes embryo, and you fertilize the egg with a sperm.
If somebody wants to be a donor, what is that process?
Well, generally the journey starts by meeting a fertility specialist, and we discuss the implications of that and why does she want to become an egg donor. We do basic genetic tests and blood tests to check her hormone levels. Then we refer her to a counselor, where they have an implication sessions to go through what does it entail to become an egg donor.
And you don't get paid for this process?
No.
Okay, so this one really is the gift of life.